Hello there, good people, Vlad here. Today we are diving into another motherboard from the ASRock's Phantom Gaming family. This is the X870 NOVA WiFi. This is the non-E version. Think of it as the younger sibling to the X870 NOVA WiFi I reviewed previously. Same style, same gamer bling, but a bit more affordable while still being packed with tons of features and of course an updated BIOS as well. So no worries about your precious CPU. So grab your cup of coffee and we shall see through everything that this board has to offer from the box, features, tests, BIOS and everything that actually matters and why this could be the next go-to AM5 motherboard. Box design, ASRock kept the trademark Phantom Gaming purple theme, big picture of the board right up in the front, specs and features plastered on the back. It comes in the two layers, top layer has the accessory box, the bottom layer holds the board and cables. Accessories inside the box are the two SATA cables, two Wi-Fi 7 antennas, one ARGB splitter cable, one thermistor cable that is for the custom temperature monitoring. I love that ASRock still includes these. There's the quick installation guide and Phantom Gaming case badge. It's nothing over the top, but everything you actually need. I just wonder why there are no more GPU anti-sag brackets. Those were cool, and a couple of Velcro straps as well. Pulling the board out, yep, the Phantom Gaming styling all the way. It's a classic ATX form factor size, matte black PCB with matte black heatsinks, purple or the blurple accents and a reflective Nova pattern on the PCH cover that shifts color depending on the light angle. It feels solid, not flexy, always a good first sign. The board uses the AM5 socket, meaning you can run Ryzen 7000, 8000 and the new Ryzen 9000 series CPUs without a hitch. The memory support is also beefy, DDR5 up to 256GB. It is officially rated for 5600 mega transfers per second, but with overclocking you can push well over 8000 mega transfers per second. The memory slots are not reinforced with metal, they are the one-sided latch design, meaning you just insert one side and the other side just clicks. Under the hood, the X870 NOVA WiFi runs with an 18+2+1 phase SPS VRM setup rated at 80 amps per phase for the V-core. The VRMs are cooled by large, thin aluminum heatsinks with 7 watts per meter Kelvin thermal pads underneath. There is no active VRM fan here like on the X870E model, but that doesn't mean it runs hot. In stress testing with a Ryzen 7 9800X3D, the VRM temps stayed comfortably under 57 degrees Celsius. There is even a large shield on the back of the motherboard that just doesn't look cool there. It ensures cooling of the VRM from the backside and providing rigidity to the board. The PCB is 8-layer server-grade board, 2 ounces copper, so signal integrity and power stability are not going to be an issue here, even at high memory clocks and high CPU clocks. Power delivery to the CPU is going through the dual 8-pin EPS connectors up top here, meaning it can easily handle CPUs that pull tons of power like the 9950X and 9950X3D. Expansion slots are as follows: one PCI Gen 5 X16 slot, this is directly wired to the CPU. It also comes with the easy release tab. This is genuinely one of my favorite ASRock features because you can easily remove the GPU even if you installed a beefy CPU heatsink, for example. There is one PCI Express Gen 4 X16 slot wired as X4 to the chipset. For the storage, like the older sibling, this board also packs 5 slots in total. The first 2 NVMe slots are wired directly to the CPU, and these are the 2 Gen 5 X4 slots. Both have large heatsinks with dual-sided thermal pads for better cooling of the high-speed drives. The first one also having a cool toolless easy latch design as well. From the chipset there are 2 Gen 4 X4 slots and 1 Gen 3 x 2 that also supports SATA 3 drives. It shares lanes with the bottom PCI Express slot, so it is the either or working mode, meaning if the NVMe slot is used, PCI Express slot is disabled or vice versa. No lane sharing with the main PCI Express slot, which is cool. There are also two SATA 3 ports from the chipset, yeah, only two, so if you are running a bunch of older SSDs or hard drives, time to switch to NVMe drives or think of something else like an expansion card or something. The rear I/O shield is packed with ports, one HDMI port, one clear CMOS button, two Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4 antenna ports, 4 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, these are 10 gigabit ports labeled Ultra USB Power, and 3 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports, these are labeled Lighting Gaming ports, and one is used for the BIOS flashback feature as well. Then there are 2 USB 4.0 ports, these are the USB-C ports, courtesy of the AS Media chip. There is also one 5 gigabit LAN port here thanks to the Realtek RTL8126 chip, and there is also an integrated audio with line in, line out and SPDIF ports. This is the courtesy of the ALC4082 codec. The internal connectors are as follows from the top side, from left to right: two 8-pin EPU's CPU power connectors, two CPU PWM fan headers, and one dedicated AIO pump PWM fan header as well. On the right side, from the top to the bottom, there is the debug LED. It shows post codes and CPU temperatures after the Windows has booted. There are physical power and reset buttons. Both are lit with options to turn the light off in the BIOS. There are two ARGB headers here, 24-pin ATX main power connector, front USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type-C header, front USB 3.2 Gen 1 header, and two SATA 3 ports. On the bottom side, from left to right, there are front HD audio header, RGB headers, the 12-volt one, and ARGB 5-volt header, two USB 2.0 headers, four PWM fan headers, thermal header, for those included sensor cables, clear CMOS jumper, and front panel connectors. There are even two main lighting zones, the Phantom Gaming logo on the I/O cover here and the underglow strip along the bottom edge. These are fully controllable through the ASRock Polychrome Sync software or directly in the BIOS, so you can avoid installing extra software. Or in case you want to control RGB of everything on the board and every other device, I highly recommend that you use the Signal RGB software. The ASRock's BIOS is clean and feature-packed, everything is clean and clearly visible. It has memory overclocking with Expo and XMP profiles, PBO with curve optimizer and curve shaper for undervolting and overclocking or fine voltage and frequency tuning. It has fan control for every PWM fan header on the board, and of course RGB settings as well. It's everything you need neatly packed in the BIOS. So time to see some performance stuff. Ryzen 7 9800 X3D with PBO enabled and curve optimizer set to -20 on all cores. I wanted to pretty much set it as anyone getting the 9800 X3D would. I paired it with Kingston Fury Beast CL36000 megatransfers per second RTX 4090 and dual NVMe drives. It has Kingston Fury Renegade G5 and Fury Renegade Gen 4 drives as well. These were the results I got, and also temperatures alongside each test. Everything was packed in the Antec Flux Pro case and cooled with the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 420 Pro AIO. So here are some pros and cons that I noticed while testing this board. It has sub $300 price point. This was expected and delivered on point. Phantom gaming design is also here, clean but still gamer oriented. It has solid DRM for this price, it's stable under load and pretty chill actually. Dual Gen 5 M.2 slots and easy release on the GPU and main M.2 heatsink with dual-sided cooling is also awesome. The Wi-Fi 7 support plus the 5 gigabits LAN and USB 4 ports, top tier connectivity mandatory on the X870 chipset anyway. The debug LED plus the onboard buttons, this is very handy for troubleshooting. The BIOS is easy to navigate, has all the overclocking tools you need. And of course, here are some cons. It only has 2 SATA ports. This is not great for heavy storage users, but some corners needed to be cut, and this one is neutral, I guess, or even maybe a pro. There is no active VRM fan, but passive cooling is more than enough here. So the ASRock X870 NOVA Wi-Fi is basically the sweet spot in the ASRock's AM5 lineup right now. You're getting almost all the features of the X870E NOVA Wi-Fi minus a couple of phases and the active VRM fan, but a noticeably lower price. If you want to go the AM5 way without breaking the bank but still get the top tier features like the dual Gen 5 M.2 slots, USB 4, Wi-Fi 7, this board makes a lot of sense and it is a much better choice than getting B850 chipset anyway. Honestly, for a gaming or productivity build under $300, it's going to be hard to beat this board. On top of it all, the ASRock really put an effort to fix the BIOS issues that were causing some of the CPUs to burn, so this board comes with that fixed BIOS already. I tested it with the 9800 X3D for several days on it. I am even running the X870E NOVA Wi-Fi in my main rig with the Ryzen 9 9950 X3D and I absolutely have zero issues. So if you find this video useful, guys, drop a like, share it with someone building a new rig, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.